Hello YouTube friends, Jim Zellner here to do an overdue review of the 2021 Salsa Warbird. So my quest for what I now know as a gravel bike began about 10 years ago, commuting to work on a road bike where I would have times where I want to go from the road over to the path over to the road, and I needed a tougher bike. So I put together what I thought would be a fast bike for the road, a little bit tougher on a 29er frame. Well, it turned out to be too slow. Fast forward to now, there's all kinds of gravel bikes out there. So I needed to narrow down the field of gravel bikes. So somewhere along the way, my buddy Keith recommended a documentary, Inspired to Ride, where they follow the lead riders on the TransVA bike race across country, something that I want to do at some point. And so they were riding similar type bikes. Well, one thing that I did want is the ability to put a dynamo on, charge electronics along the way. So in my search, I found this fork from Salsa that's called Outfitted, to be able to hook up a dynamo, to be able to run the disc brakes. So that was my starting place. And then they have call it a spectrum of bikes. They have the Warbird, the Warbird, and the Cutthroat. So if you're going to be riding more road, you tend to go to the Warbird. The more off-road, the tougher, the more you're going to load it up, the Cutthroat. And then right in the middle is the Warbird. So I chose the Warbird because I figured I would be doing about 70% riding on the road and about 30% on gravel. Well, that's before I had a gravel bike. I caught the bug for a gravel bike doing the C&O Canal in 2020 with my neighbor Bob, and we both started putting these bikes together. So when I started looking for the bike, they just weren't out there. Middle of COVID, there were no bikes to test ride. Bike shops couldn't even tell you when you could get the bike. So in about February of 2021, I contacted Maverick Bikes, a local bike shop in Leesburg, Virginia, and they were the first ones that were willing to even work with me to get this bike. Now I had a deadline of May, I think 21st or so, in 2021. Bob and I wanted to do the Trans-Virginia, the short valley route of the Trans-Virginia 550, 220 miles of gravel riding and bike packing. So I had a pretty hard deadline. Well, Maverick Bikes, Don especially worked to buy and get the components in. Justin, he was my technical advisor. Having never ridden gravel, he was the one that kind of set me up with this. So originally I went in and I wanted, I wanted a one by for simplicity, and I'd always rode Shimano components, so I wanted Shimano. Well, Shimano wasn't delivering, so I had to switch over to SRAM. So I tell people when they're buying bikes and just getting into it, Shimano 105 is, I've ridden a lot of bikes. They've been kind of bulletproof for me. It's a good price and quality break point. So I went with the equivalent, which is hard to see here, but Rival, the Rival group set for SRAM. So it's been a good group set. It's a little bit different on the shifting, but very easy to get used to. And over the year of riding, I really haven't had problems. Maybe just a little bit of a adjustment, but I probably had the same type of adjustments that you would have on Shimano. So I've been happy with the SRAM, even though like originally I wanted Shimano. The wheels, I wanted Tubeless was kind of the new thing, riding on the Fairfax County, I call it Popway. I got way too many flats, and I can say running tubeless tires over the year or so, I haven't not had a single flat. Now I will say this, tubeless tires have their other maintenance that you have to do that you don't find on the tubed tires. So the sealant that you ride with it in there, they say you need to refresh it somewhere between 2 and 6 or maybe 7 months. I'm running the I think it's orange, and I found that I can easily go 6 months with it. But anyway, when you come to changing tires and all, it's a new skill set to learn. But the tubeless tires have been great. I'm running all DT Swiss, the 350 hubs, and you can see the G540s. These have been great wheels. I tend to roll a little bit faster, at least downhill, than most. I think I call it the 2 extra bowling balls that I carry along with me. But these wheels have been great. Let's see. I love the carbon fiber. Of course, carbon fiber is just cool. Not that other materials aren't also. I find it's got great places to mount things. I've used these mounts on the forks, the top tube. So you can pretty much hook this up with anything, any accessories that you want. I've found that to be great. The handlebars, these are a little bit wider. It's kind of hard to see from this angle, but they're 46 centimeter handlebars. I wanted that, one, just to be a little bit wider, going off-road and gravel, 2, to fit the pack, the Apidura pack that I had, the handlebar pack. You can take a look at a picture here, or maybe if you look at the intro on the video, you'll see how I have it packed out with Apidura. It also has a 36-degree flare here. That helps so your hands don't interfere with the bag. Also a little bit wider when going downhill. I think if I had to do it over, I wouldn't flare this as much. These were kind of what Justin had, and it was pretty close to what I was asking for, but I probably will want to go with carbon fiber, of course. And then maybe a 12-degree flare here would probably be about perfect for me. I've been through a number of saddles. Saddles are a very individual thing. I've done a specialized gel saddle. I've done the Volt, WTB Volt, and a week ago I got in this Selle Anatomica. I thought I was just going to send it right back, but I tried it anyway. The reviews are all over the place, but this just worked perfect for me. So it's kind of crazy. I'm a week away from doing the TransVA 550, which I think I said after doing the TransVA 220, the Easy Valley route, that this was just way too hard to even consider the 550. But somehow with Type 2 fun, I find myself a week away from attempting the full thing. So anyway, a little bit crazy to change up saddles a week before, but I have bought new running shoes the day before a marathon and worn those, so hey, why not do it with the saddle? Let's see what else here. I think the only thing that if I had to change it, the one thing that I want is I never want another higher gear. Okay, maybe every once in a while. But I tell you what, I always need one or maybe 2 more lower gears. So I have gotten rid of one of those bowling balls, but still carrying one around in my kit. So here's the thing, between the Warbird and the Cutthroat, you know, I was kind of on the line, but of course, since I wasn't able to test drive anything, I just had to like make my, take my best guess at what was going to be right. I think Justin nailed the bike for me. But now having a gravel bike, I ride much more gravel. And I think the one limitation on the Warbird is I'm running the road group set. Now maybe I could run the off-road. I'm not 100% sure about this. But certainly the Cutthroat and going with the off-road group set, I think I can get some lower gears. So if I had to do it over, you know, I was right there on that cut line, I would probably go with the Cutthroat. I did get the chance, you know, I'm waiting for this bike to come in, hadn't ridden it, and Maverick Bikes got in a Cutthroat, and I took that around the parking lot, and I was like, man, this bike is sweet. It just seems like it'll gobble up any road or trail out there. I will say this, when I went from 38 millimeter tires, the Specialized Tubeless, to these Pirelli 45 millimeter tires, and when I put these on, I did get that same feeling that the Warbird could just gobble up any trail also. So I'm very happy with the bike. You know, would I like maybe 1 or 2 more lower gears? Yeah, I could probably just, you know, maybe I get rid of that other bowling ball in my kit, and this will be the right bike for me. Or maybe I upgrade to who knows, the new Shimano or Campanello car, I think it is, or my neighbor Bob has. So I think he has 2 more lower gears than me, and he doesn't need them quite as much as I do. Anyway, I hope that at least gives you a little bit of a feel between bikes here. Oh, I did want to say that you know, the feeling of the Warbird. I ride my road bike is a Specialized Roubaix, and I transition between the two very easily. I feel like this is a very stable bike, but yet you know, maneuverable enough that yeah, I'm very happy with it from that standpoint. So overall, really happy with the bike. Big shout out to Justin and Dawn at Maverick Bikes. Just to let you know, a year later, I'm still loving the bike. So, oh, and speaking of road bikes, I had this notion before buying a gravel bike that I would buy the gravel bike and get down to one bike. I would just change the wheels. I'd have a set of wheels with maybe a 28 millimeter tire for the road, something wider for off-road, and then maybe midway for gravel. Well, I think when I went and I changed the chain ring to 38 tooth, had to take out a few links of the chain and dial it all in, that notion went out the window. So I think it's like with most things, you know, if you want to do everything, you got to make compromises someplace. So, you know, I think I still, when I go out on the road, I'm going to want a road bike to go with my road friends, and a mountain bike for mountain biking, and then gravel adventure bike. And so it still goes to say that the right amount of bikes is, I think, always going to be N+1. And I don't know. I like bikes. It's just going to be expensive and take up room. But so there you have it. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I'll do what I can to answer them, and I hope to see you out traveling down that gravel road here in the near future. So long, YouTube friends.